As expected, 5-star and consensus #1 wide receiver in the 2026 class, Chris Henry is signing with the Ohio State Buckeyes. Let's talk about why some folks were suddenly scared that this wasn't going to happen and why I believe that this is just going to be business as usual for Ohio State going forward. What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. If this is your first time watching Adapt and Respond, thank you for joining us here. We talk college football year round. If you're into that, hit that subscribe button, like this video, answer the question in the comments below. Did you believe that Chris Henry was not going to sign with the Ohio State Buckeyes this morning? Because if you did, you can be forgiven for being momentarily scared. Probably woke up to the news that Brian Hartline is going to be the next head coach at South Florida, coaching the Bulls. Also, will continue to coach the Buckeyes through their postseason run, beginning with their date with #2 Indiana in the Big Ten Championship, Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, and then hopefully become the first team since 2021 Georgia, 2022 Georgia, to win the national championship in back-to-back seasons. Buckeyes have been scarily efficient on offense. The only knock against them is that they have not played anybody. They have not been tested by anybody. Everybody they played has been getting absolutely destroyed. Also, while we're here, that Jared Curtis segment that people asked me to take down, what I look like. All right. Chris Henry, outstanding wide receiver. The idea that Jeremiah Smith and Chris Henry are going to be on the Buckeyes football field next year ought to scare most people. Chris Henry is another one of these dudes from the planet Vegeta, one of these super elite Saiyans that is going to be catching passes from another Saiyan and Julian Saiyan, man. It's getting better. You might as well have Vegeta and Nappa over there. I realized that at the end of all of that, Goku ended up getting everybody. Well, I should say getting Nappa, and Vegeta was allowed to leave with his life. But my point stands here, dog. Who wanted to smoke with these two dudes at wide receiver? Chris Henry, 6'5", repeatedly verified at 6'5". He's growing. He's going to be every bit of 6'6" by the time he gets done playing college football, if not 6'7". Not to use, I should say 6'7" in the 6 foot. Dang, what's the lyric? Wayne, what's the lyric? It's 6 foot, 7 foot. Hold on, 6 foot Wayne. What we got? Yeah, it's 6 foot, 7 foot. I had it. Cool. Because I don't do that other 6'7" y'all be doing. Anyway, stretch that one just a little too far. All to say, the dude that this guy reminds people of, pick a player. What if Dorial Green Beckham turned out to be the guy that we all thought he was going to be? Chris Henry, right? That's really what I think it is. You think they don't make too many of these that play wide receiver, for that matter, defensive back. Now that I think about it, I would love to see Ohio State LSU play next year. I wish it was a week 1 game. I wish it was DJ Pickett lined up against Chris Henry from the word go. And I wish it was Lane Kiffin against maybe Chip Kelly and Ryan Day, but definitely Ryan Day. And let them go at it, dog. I would love for Ohio State to play everybody that you could possibly play. I would also love for college football to have an NFL-style scheduling system where there's no ducking anybody. There's no threat that, do you not want us to schedule Ohio State? Fool, you schedule Ohio State because it's going to do numbers for you and everybody else. We all know, it's about making money here. Ohio State, Texas is a great money maker for all involved. It's good business. It does business in a way that, say, playing McNeese State does not. We're not watching that game. But if you had an NFL-style skeleton system that featured guys like Chris Henry and Jeremiah Smith playing up against Lane Kiffin and whomever's going to be playing quarterback for him, maybe it's Trinidad Chambliss, maybe it's Austin Simmons, but you got 6'5" DJ Pickett over there, assuming that he stays, with Blake Baker's defense. We should do that more often. We should make each one of these teams play each other and take the college football playoff out of the hands of a bunch of suits in a boardroom. I still like automatic qualifiers in the same way that we have division standings in the NFL and every other major sport that allow for 7-5 teams like Duke to not look so ouch, where the selection committee gets to treat it like its favorite group of 16, because that's what it is. If Duke wins the ACC championship, I don't expect they will jump into the top 25 ahead of James Madison, North Texas, or Tulane. But with that group of suits, who can know? I just like the scoreboard to do more talking. And I think when Chris Henry looks at the scoreboard, he sees what has come out of Ohio State just since 2018. First round draft pick, Garrett Wilson. First round draft pick, Chris Olave. First round draft pick, Jackson Smith and Jigba. First round draft pick, Marvin Harrison Jr. First round draft pick, Emeka Buka. Goes like that. Like, there's a contingent of person that doesn't want to give Brian Hartline the credit for developing Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson. Fine, do that. Whatever makes you feel good, homie. I really don't care. The reason I really don't care is because Ohio State went from being a running school to a throwing school. And that was with the arrival of Ryan Day and Brian Hartline. Full stop. They went from, we're going to create Heisman winners that run basketball on grass, to, we're going to create Heisman winners that can throw the ball all over the yard. We're going to create Heisman finalists that can throw the ball all over the yard. Dwayne Haskins, Justin Fields, CJ Stroud, Kyle McCord, Will Howard, Julian Sand. We're going to have guys on the perimeter that you can't handle one-on-one. You leave him out there with one of us, he getting cooked. He getting thrown into the hot fish grease. It's not going to be pretty. Like, Zeke Berry looked good for all of what is it? A quarter and a half football. And then Jeremiah Smith hit him with that, back out. Pretty. Carnell Tate said, watch this. Post route. Bink. It's fun, dog. And I think that's what Chris Henry's signing up for. And I'm going to be curious to find out who the next wide receiver coach is. That's going to be a difficult act to follow. Brian Hartline, I don't mind saying it, is the best wide receiver coach in the country. And he'll be that at South Florida. He'll have a scary judge of talent there. But I don't think Brian Hartline was looking at taking the job this morning and going, I'm going to go snatch Chris Henry. I think there'll be guys that get into the portal, but I don't think it'll be guys that get into the portal like Jeremiah Smith, for that matter, Chris Henry or Brandon Ennis. I think perhaps guys that didn't get some run and might not get some run, Mylan Graham, maybe some Quincy Porter action, but I don't really foresee it that way. I think the Buckeyes operate on a much more honest and loyalty-based program than a lot of other places. SEC be cutting each other's throats. I just don't think that's going to work because Brian Hartline is also everybody's favorite to succeed Ryan Day if, when, how that day comes. And I would not expect anything less here. I really wouldn't. I think in as far as Chris Henry's concerned, again, the sooner you get to campus, the better. Number 2 player in the state of California. My God, that dude's huge. 6'5", and you're growing. It's going to be a problem.